Good afternoon, and thanks for joining us for Living Local, your lifestyle show for all things Charleston and beyond. I'm Ashley Meservey.
Eye on the Lowcountry, sponsored by Dr. Michael Johnson with Retina Consultants of Charleston.
Joining us today, we have Dr. Michael Johnson. He's with the Retina Consultants of Charleston, a retina surgeon. You're a regular now. Thanks for having us today. We're talking about something that I have never heard anything about. It's about flashes and what was the other one?
Floaters.
Floaters. Flashes and floaters. But we always have to start out for the folks at home who don't know much about you, which I don't know how you don't because he's on all the time. But tell us what you do.
Well, we're retina specialists, so we do surgery and medical treatments for diseases that affect the back of the eye, the retina. So we exclusively do that so we can do the best job for our patients.
All right, so we're going to start with floaters.
Yes.
Okay, what is a floater?
Well, floater is something that you see that you think is outside the eye. So a lot of my patients say, I thought I saw a bug flying and then it moved over there. And so you can see small things, specks, or you can see larger things like cobwebs or strands. And
so it's not actually there?
No, it's actually a consequence of something happening inside the eye. There's nothing out there. They think there's a bug or something trying to swat it. And so what really happens, this model will help us understand what really happens. So if I open up the eye, inside the eye.
Here, I can hold that. You know, I like being your
okay,
little
all right.
assistant.
So there's a ball of jelly. And really what floaters are all about is the inside the eye ages. Typically, these kind of floaters show up after the age of 50 typically, but sometimes younger. And so this jelly is bound to the retina, and in all of us, as it ages, it contracts and shrinks, and there's protein, little fibers called collagen, and they coalesce together, they clump together, and if they clump together enough, that casts a shadow on the retina, and that's what you're seeing.
Okay, so with the jelly, is that, I'm trying to think of an analogy, is that kind of like with your disc, like you, over time, you have less and less
yeah, so
jelly
you're
in
born
them?
with it solid, and it liquefies, and as it liquefies, it collapses and starts pulling on the retina.
Okay, so is this a big deal if you
Yeah,
see
it's a big deal if
floaters?
it's something new that you've never seen before. Or sometimes people have an occasional floater, they get dramatic increase, like hundreds of new floaters. That can be a big deal because it can be a sign that you have a retinal tear and an impending retinal detachment.
Okay, so it is something that we actually,
yeah, if you have new floaters, if there's something out there and it's not there, there's something actually going on inside your eye that needs to be checked out, so you need to get an eye exam.
Eye exam, no. Is it family history? Does that have anything to do with it?
There is a small genetic correlation, but it's just really an aging process. It's part of the the rich pageantry of life. We're getting older,
do you see more
stuff
men
happens.
and women or anything like that?
About equal.
I gotcha. All right, so now flashes. We're not talking about hot flashes, we're talking about something else, right?
Right, no hot flashes. So the flashes is really a consequence of, as the jelly, remember it's attached to the retina, which is this photosensitive tissue like that. As the jelly shrinks and pulls away from the retina, it mechanically pulls on the retina. So if you can imagine, if I reached into your eye, if you can imagine this, and I tugged on your retina, wherever I tugged on your retina would respond by you seeing a flash of light. So tugging, mechanical traction on the retina is what a flash is. Okay. And so if it pulls hard enough, it can tear the retina. And that's why it's important to be examined if you have new flashes.
So is that even more serious than a floater, or
well, they both
equally?
can be serious, and you can have one or the other or both. But if the point is, if either one of them are new and different, you should be checked out.
How often do you see this type of situation?
Well, about 2/3, everybody gets it if you live long enough, and about 2/3 of people over the age of...
So everyone gets...
Every single one of us will get a separation of the jelly.
Sometimes separation of the jelly. Okay.
And aging of the jelly. And some of us don't see the flashes and floaters, but the process happens to all of us if we live long enough. So it's estimated that patients that are over 50, about 65% of them have it. And if you're 65, about 75% of people will have this separation.
Oh, well, and is there anything you can do to make sure you keep as much jelly?
No, you're a total passenger on this one.
Okay.
It's going to happen, it's going to happen.
Okay, so not eating a lot of carrots or something like that.
Yeah,
it's not going to do anything to it.
Yeah.
All right, so is there anything else we need to know about this?
It's just that you need to be aware that you just need to see your eye doctor if you have flashes and floaters. It can be a serious consequence, and if we catch it early, we can laser the retinal break. If you wait a long time, it becomes a retinal attachment. That's major surgery in the eye. Gotcha. So it's important. You don't want to lose sight. You can go blind if you have a retinal attachment. It's not true.
And at that point, there's just nothing
you don't want to go there. But the great thing is we have such amazing high-tech equipment, very micro-invasive surgery.
Clinical trials, y'all are always doing.
Yeah, we're doing
like
those.
That.
We have very precise lasers, so we can really take exquisitely good care of the retinal tear or detachment if it happens.
But I feel like we should have a jingle like about getting your eyes checked and knowing your family history or something like that.
Yeah,
That was really cheesy. I'm sorry.
No. I love it. You know, you have to be able to remember these things. So new flashes and floaters, don't discount them.
All right.
Come in and see us.
Well, thank you, Dr. Johnson. As always, a pleasure chatting with you today. And for more information, head online to retinacharleston.com.